Hello everyone, welcome to PSIR 300 Plus channel. This is me, your educator, Sayyid Shujatullah. A small information to all the students: PSIR mains classes, test series, and mentorship is available, and admissions are going on. It is 1:1 mentorship and 1:3. Every test series and every topic before the examination will be discussed with all of you. A brief will be given. Then after that, questions will be given to you and material will be given to you. You have to prepare accordingly and write the exam. Evaluation is 1-to-1. Complete remarks, complete value addition, how to write everything, I'll explain you in that. So today we are talking about, we have seen much of the articles with regard to how Donald Trump is pressurizing India with regard to increasing of tariff in exchange of if it does not bend its relation with Russia and China, right? Especially the Russian oil we should not be buying. So in exchange of what? Reduction of tariffs. So many of the articles we have already seen in the major mainstream newspapers which are important for UPSC examination for sure. Today we are talking about even New York Times is also criticizing Donald Trump and saying that we had a very wonderful partner in the form of India, which is actually there in the midst of what Asia here, okay, and help us to actually extend our global leadership even to the Asian and South Asian nations with the help of India. And because of this Mr. Donald Trump, the New York Times has criticized that we have lost a friend who has been always standing with us and always perceived a non-alignment movement only, non-alignment strategy with regard to its sovereignty rights. So here we are talking about how the New York Times article has perceived the recent Donald Trump's tariffs and also the various steps that he have taken and his incapabilities that they have listed out. You can see news analysis. So here you can see how Donald Trump's blunt force diplomacy means blunt force diplomacy is nothing but Donald Trump did not ask India about the tariffs, did not discuss us, did not have a high level meeting with regard to that. He just said I will increase the tariff and he is increasing that. That is called as blunt force diplomacy, is pushing his rivals together. Who is the rivals for USA? Obviously Russia and China. We generally understand. So the New York Times is saying that because of Donald Trump's blunt force diplomacy, our friends like India and also you can say that Pakistan are becoming friends to Russia and China, which are their rivals. So they are very much complacent about this particular thing that USA losing India as a partner in Asia will be very much costly to them. So that is what the New York Times have said here. So you can see that at the ceremony of Mr. Donald Trump oath ceremony, that is presidentship ceremony, you can see the External Affairs Minister of our country, Jaishankar, sitting at the first row. So generally who will sit in the first row? The very closest persons will sit in the first row, whether it is a marriage or any other event. What does it indicate? It indicates that intimate relationships are there with us and with that particular people who are very close sitting to us. So this view, when the presidentship voting ceremony was being held at Capitol in January, India's foreign minister was seated in the front row. Okay, what does it mean? It means a deepening ties that a generation of American president has attempted to forge with the world's most population nation. So many of the presidents till now who have ever been a part of USA presidentship, they have always shown that generation to generation we are given a very special place with regard to USA diplomacy. So this picture indicates that this time also Donald Trump is continuing the same deepening relationship with India. Now just 2 months later, Trump is publicly lamenting India and has said that India has abandoned USA and now embracing the USA force like China. Okay, that is what he is saying. Now, one important, the three, because of the Donald Trump's blunt force policy only, all of these have come in a one frame. Otherwise, this wouldn't have happened. So why consequences? Why India? Why America has lost India, and in America's friends have now partnered with what U.S. rivals? Why this? The first one here is consequences of blunt force diplomacy of Donald Trump. US-led Western global leadership setback. It happened because they failed to make sure that India and other nations, which are very good to USA, has now been siding with Russia and China. Already lost Russia and China long back. In meanwhile, Korea and Iran also. Now India also. So what is happening with the blunt force diplomacy is slowly the important friends with regard to USA in the Asia and Middle Asian regions, USA is losing. Now Israel attack on Qatar also isolate Saudi and others from USA. A complete chaos has been created by whom? Trump. Means already lost Russia and China once upon a time during the Cold War. Then lost Korea and Iran, which are in the Middle East long back, and with Iran it's still there. Now lost what? India. Okay, now recently lost even Qatar and Saudi also. So what the article is saying is whatever the global leadership that US and West possesses with regard to Asia and South Asian regions, all of that has been completely in chaos, and USA has now lost all relevance with regard to any of these nations because of the Trump. If you see the Trump childish statements, ऑपरेशन सिंदूर हमने रुकवाया है, पाकिस्तान ने इंडिया के 6 से ज़्यादा फाइटर जेट्स गिराए हैं, may all three have the great future, not able to control Israel who attacked Qatar just now, blunt force diplomacy, tariff hike, globalization के पीरियड में tariff hike क्यों चाहिए, coming out of Paris summit इनका ही आइडिया है, calling India as a dead economy which is not, IMF, WB, everyone is saying that we are doing good, rift with Elon Musk, even the billionaires and capitalistic उनके collars hold करके he is asking investment in one of the video. Okay, India will apologize and negotiate with Trump soon. That is how he is giving the statement. But India has not done it. However, whatever he thought, it's not happening. See, you can see that his incapabilities are there with regard to Qatar, with regard to holding capitalist off guard, incapabilities without any consensus. Plus, blunt force diplomacy is not working out very well with USA. These are the various things that he have done. Okay, during the Cold War, India led the non-aligned movement. So in the Cold War also, when USA, Russia was there, India would have sided with Russia, but India did not do no. At that time also we were same. So the New York Times says that at that time also India was non-aligning with any of the poles of the power, and India is very much skilled with regard to playing superpower off against each other. We have seen that even recently also. So how better we are now? USA hypocrisy. You see, US China agreed to lower import taxes on goods being traded between two countries. US tariff on Chinese imports will fall from 30 to 14%. Okay, US tariff on Chinese imports will fall to 30%. It was actually from 145%. They both agreed that it will decrease to 30%, while Chinese tariff on US imports will fall to 10%, 125%. So US and China are doing very well, but asking India not to, so it's a very bad hypocrisy being followed by what? Trump. The US was until recently India's biggest trading partner with bilateral amounting to 190 billion. Delhi has already lowered tariff on bourbon whiskey, motorcycles and some other US products, but USA has 45 billion trade deficit with India, which Trump want to reduce. Already we are doing a lot with regard to USA being a major power, being a largest economy. We are doing a lot for him. But again, he want to decrease his trade deficit. Trump and Modi have set a target of more than doubling the trade to 500 billion, but Delhi is unlikely to offer concession in sectors such as agriculture, because agriculture both हमारे लिए sensitive है, and if you are asking agriculture related concession, we are not going to give because it is a political sensitive. 45% of the population of our country depends upon agriculture. If any kind of privatization or any kind of FDI is involved in agriculture, means the government will come down. India has recently also shows more openness to doing trade deals after years of skepticism. We are okay with it. Last week only India has a trade pact with UK. that will substantially slash duties in many protected sectors like whiskey and automobiles. India also signed a 100 billion free trade agreement with European Free Trade Agreement last year, a group of 4 countries that are not a member of European Union. So we are doing very well with regard to other nations. Okay, and India and USA also have got a lot of targets with regard to trade and all. But why Trump is doing this? New York Times is asking. Recent programs, if you see leaders, PM Modi and Donald Trump recently launched a new initiative called as US-India Compact, catalyzing opportunities for military partnership, accelerated commerce and technology, the full form of it. For what purpose? To drive changes in the key pillars of cooperation. They also announced US-India Trust, transforming the relationship utilizing strategic technology. On this particular program, we are collaborating with US with regard to artificial intelligence, quantum computing, semiconductors and telecom space. So there is much that USA is a tech power can do facilitate India's transition to a developed nation. USA can help us to but become the help us to transition towards a Viksit Bharat by 2047. But both nations must engage comprehensively in a very strategic partnership, but not like this. If this happens, no, it will become very difficult for India also to cooperate with them. Way forward. As Trump always blamed India of high tariff for the trade deficit, India could offer to make 90% of the US export tax tariff free from the day one. Using zero for zero approach, cutting tariff on all goods except auto and agriculture, but deal must ensure reciprocity with both sides eliminating tariff equally. That is what the Delhi based expert has said. So what the experts are saying that suppose you put zero tariff, we will also put zero tariff for you. Zero for zero approach will agree, but don't ask this kind of concession with regard to agriculture and automobile, which are very, very integral to our national development building. I hope this is all clear to you. Do join my classes, test season mentorship. Take care. Bye bye. Have a nice day.